Good afternoon and welcome to this series named The Journey to Net Zero and Making the Transition. So at Meon Limited, we created a new campaign called Project Highway Zero, established in 2020. The purpose of the campaign was to highlight how carbon savings can be made across the industry, especially in the infrastructure with a focus around line marking. A key milestone in the programme was the release of a white paper that we worked on with a company called Avico based in London. This is where we drilled into the carbon savings opportunities by using alternative methods for line marking in the industry. The calculations were verified in accordance with the programs used within the industry and it's given us a good blueprint to establish the way forward with line marking in this country. And indeed, no business or industry can tackle the climate emergency alone. We all need to work together in moving forward on this program. So I just wanted to use this session today just to briefly go over the background to line marking in this country. It's a fascinating story. British culture has had a history of road building excellence, and white lines were introduced in the 1918 as the first recorded line markings on our paved network. Then as we went through the First World War, had the Great Depression period, came into the Second World War. What a grueling experience that was. And what was observed was a need for improved visibility of the lines that were used on the network, especially during the blackout periods where we were finding vehicles moving around the country with lights dimmed, were having accidents and going into the side ditches. This is when we saw the key development of the use of glass bead technology in conjunction with thermoplastic line marking systems. That was back in 1939. And when you consider and look at the industry today, the overall process of heating thermoplastic, applying it on the road and distributing glass beads on top hasn't significantly changed. During the 1970s, this country was in a boom period. There was significant investment in the motorway structure, which was critical for the development and ongoing prosperity of this country. Indeed, in 1 year alone, over 1,000 miles of motorway were commissioned during the 70s, which saw another significant move in improvement of safety on our highways, with a focus around more regulated and controlled line marking systems. Then in 1984, we saw the Road Traffic Safety Act. This is where we had a standardization of our marking systems and designs used on the network across the country. So wherever we were in the UK, we recognised and understood the markings, and it significantly helped to reduce road traffic incidents. Coming into the 2000s, we saw, as we're aware, the 2007, 8 and 9, the GFT, global financial crisis, saw significant pressures put on the budgets within government bodies. This saw a reduction of investment in our highways, especially with a limitation on some of the maintenance budgets. So from this point on, we needed to freshly consider how we're going to improve the durability of our network and how we can achieve more with less using the public money. And then we had the 2008, we had the Climate Change Act. This was the initial pledge from the government of the United Kingdom to work towards a reduction in carbon emissions from this country. Moving quickly on to the 2016 Paris Agreement. So this is where the countries came together from across the world with a pledge to hit a carbon net zero from within emerging countries. And indeed, in 2019, the UK government pledged to target net zero by 2050. And that commitment has been made, and we all need to work towards that. So thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again next week, where we'll open up how you can make the transfer and work on that transition from traditional road marking systems across to new, improved, higher performance road markings that are being introduced into the UK. Thank you.